Hey guys, today I'm going to review a Bluetooth keyboard for the iPhone 5 and 5S. This is a physical keyboard that attaches to the phone via a case. And yeah, it's a very nice looking design, I think, that kind of keeps in line with the iPhone kind of minimalistic style. And a lot of people, or some people, want physical keyboards for their phones these days. Not a lot of manufacturers make phones with physical keyboards anymore. I think only BlackBerry and a few others make it these days. But it still can be very useful to have for people who want the tactile feedback of a physical keyboard. People who are used to using a BlackBerry or another physical keyboard device. Or if you have greasy fingers when you're eating, you don't want to touch the screen with it. That's the primary reason why I got it, actually. And if you're a woman and you have long fingernails, it's going to be hard to use it on a touchscreen keyboard, so a physical keyboard is pretty good for that. So yeah, that's why they make these things. And we'll see how good it is, because I have my iPhone 5S here, and it just attaches to the keyboard here. You just put it on the case. It's actually a Bluetooth keyboard, of course, so you can use it. It doesn't have to be attached, but of course, this is how you would normally use it. And since the iPhone home screen is always in portrait mode, this is a bit annoying because you cannot be in landscape, but there's a few buttons here. You can tell, just switch the Bluetooth keyboard on, the on button, and you should be able to connect to it with Bluetooth. And if I go to my Bluetooth settings here, you can see it's attached to the Bluetooth keyboard, and it'll show up and it'll pair with it. So yeah, it's there's a few buttons on here. This one is the home screen button, so it'll take you right back to the home screen. This one is the lock screen button. You'll put on lock, unlock it, and using my Touch ID, go back in. Okay, so if I use like WhatsApp or a few other devices, you know, you could switch this to landscape mode, it's fine, so you can use that. If I use WeChat, again, this can be in landscape mode, so if I could do this, switch it to landscape mode. I believe WeChat also supports this, and a few other messengers. There we go. It's a little bit glitchy sometimes, but yeah, it'll switch to landscape. And this is KakaoTalk, and it'll work for KakaoTalk too. I can just message someone on here. The tricky thing is that if you're using a lot of keyboards with different languages, like me, it might not be that useful, because it's kind of annoying to have to bring up the physical keyboard all the time. You have to press FN, physical keyboard comes up. If I want to type in a different language, I still have to switch with this physical keyboard. There's nothing here that I can bring up I can change the menu, the language settings, which is too bad. But it works as usual. I mean, you can type some words here. Like it's kind of like that, and then you can press enter. You can revise it. There's a keyboard backlight for this, so you press FN backlight. So when you're in a dark setting, you could always backlight it. And the thing that kind of annoys me is that sometimes if you want to capitalize a letter, there's only one shift over here. If I wanted to capitalize something like A, it would be much easier if I had a shift key over here so I can do it. Like they have an FN key over here, which is good. They don't have a shift key though, so if I want to capitalize A, I have to reach my thumb all the way down here to do that, which is really annoying. And I guess you always use the caps though. And the numbers, you have to press FN. They don't have dedicated number buttons. They're like secondary functions. So that's another thing that's kind of annoying. But otherwise, it works as you would expect. I would say my typing speed is more or less the same once you get used to it. You have to get used to it because the autocorrect doesn't work once you have this keyboard attached. So you have to remember to capitalize these things. Or for me, you can still capitalize them pretty fast. But for me, you know, I'm lazy. Sometimes I just don't care about it. And sometimes, you know, I don't rely on the autocorrect, and it's fine because I'm just texting my friends. But if you're writing like an actual thing, if I'm doing like a Google search or something, then it might be easier to just, you have to remember to put everything in. And if I go to my website here, so yeah, you can make a bit more mistakes because it doesn't have the autocorrect, but you have to get used to that. But otherwise, yeah, it works as you would expect. This is the Bluetooth keyboard, and you can get it on Amazon for about 20 bucks. So for people who like physical keyboards, this is not a bad choice. It's just if you use a lot of different languages, it might be annoying. You have to remember that there is no autocorrect and you have to capitalize everything. But other than that, I mean, it's a physical keyboard and it works as you would expect. And yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.